nice and still is having a hard time with it. Getting
Yeah.
into like
So what I'll do, what I'm showing on the screen for the people who are here is I'm going to do some examples just of a live GPT, and I'm going to go into kind of what it's all about. But
Can't hear him.
You're muted, Christian.
all right, sorry, my Zoom got kind of restarted on me here. So let me get back to what I was doing.
The PowerPoint.
Yeah, give me a second. Can you guys see my screen still or no?
No.
All right, so
Hey, Monty.
Hey, how you been?
Good. How you doing?
Very well. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
Well,
Here,
all right.
2023.
So
We're still saying Happy New Year. I guess that's a good sign, right?
that's good, Richard.
I'm in.
Brother. I'm glad.
I'm in.
So I'll go. I'm still letting some people in here, but I will kind of kick it off a little bit. Let me do this. Move this chat box out so I can see as they come in. All right, so let's see here what we got. Let's see. Where can I get the people in here? What am I doing here? Let's see.
Oh, Aaron says no sound.
Yeah, he's got to fix that. Why can't I get? Oh man, technology is great. All right, here we go. Let me let some more people in here. Oh wait, some people coming in.
Morning, can you please monitor the chat?
Sure.
I'll
Thank
let's do that. All right. Well, we got a bunch of people here today. If other people come in, we'll have to catch up with us a little bit. But I'll get started. I don't want to keep you guys, for too long. But the way we're going to format this, let me see, make sure this is recording here. Okay. Is we're going to go through some things here. You're welcome to put your questions in the chat as we go along. We're going to go through kind of each slide or each section and then kind of take the questions afterwards because your question may be answered as we go along. But we'll still go through the questions and kind of talk you through it. So just to raise a hand so we can get an idea the type of people on this call, who has heard of this before and who's currently using it? Okay. Awesome. All right. So am I assuming the rest of you haven't heard of it before or have heard of it but not using it?
Yeah, in the chat, people are saying they just heard of it.
Okay. So all right, cool. So this will be kind of cool. So what I was saying when I started is, right now the system's a free system, right? So basically, we're going to kind of go through these slides, but it's very difficult right now to log into the platform at certain times of the day. So we've been trying to get on it all morning, hoping that we would be able to get on it for this. And we finally got on it about 5 minutes ago, and we were kind of playing around with it. So what I'd like to do is kind of go through that piece of it and then come back through the actual PowerPoint presentation and kind of show you some of the things that it can do on the fly. And then some of this stuff will probably make a little bit more sense for you anyway. So what we did was, for instance, let me actually, let me pull this up here. Give me 1 second. Where am I going here? All right. So we've got basically, what we did, what I think you guys should use this for a lot of different things, right? So one thing would be for property listings and getting some descriptions kind of put together for yourself to understand exactly, what you want to say about the property, and it does some cool things. We did some examples here, which I'm going to go through this in 1 second. It also helps you. We put together follow-up email templates. We said write out a 20 email topics on real estate, and then you ask it to write emails based on those topics, and then you can even dig deeper as you kind of go along. So it's learning as you're doing things, right? So so as you play with it a little bit, it'll actually learn kind of who you are and your personality, and you can actually tweak it and change it and ask it to do different things, and it kind of will be learning with you. So it's almost like your personal assistant that you're developing over time. The more you communicate with it, the more you add to it and ask it questions and stuff. Sometimes you can clear that and start fresh and get a fresh look. There's some language that I'll show you to do that, but you can always go back to what you had asked it in the past. On the left here, there's all kinds of different criteria that we put together that we've kind of talked through it over time, and you can build off of that as you go. So like, for instance, a friend of mine has this listing over on Elsa. So I said, write a property description for just listed waterfront property, single family home listed at 207 Elsa Road in Jupiter. That's a house. The house is actually behind Dune Dogs there, with 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. And basically this is what it wrote out for the whole description of the property. And it basically put it like in really, and the cool part about this too, you can ask it to write it in like an 8th grade kind of grammar or something like that, so it's understandable to all, and it's not really dumbing it down too much, but it's not getting too with the larger words and things. It kind of it keeps it all kind of normal for almost anybody that they could read it. So so basically it generated this whole description of this property, which I thought was pretty cool. And then what you can ask it to do is dig deeper into each particular section of this if you wanted to learn more. So kind of that's one of the really cool parts about this, is you can almost ask it to just about do anything. Let me see here, have something I could do. It can write codes, it can write almost anything you have. It can correct certain things that you have, or you want a response to an email. Say a client sent you an email or a text, and you said, I want to, respond to this email or text, and you can give it kind of some background around the situation, and it will actually do a response for you. You can obviously kind of read it and edit it as you go. But so for the people that have used it before, since it's kind of an open forum here, may I ask you kind of how have you used it in the past? Anyone want to talk about their experiences?
You can unmute, however, and if you choose to respond, so you don't have to write the message, it's up to you. So,
Christian, this is
Yeah.
Richard Hartman.
Yes, sir.
Been following this for a while now. Where's Brian Sharkey? I actually started to use it to write a speech for my Toastmaster club.
Oh, that's awesome. How'd that work?
I didn't actually, well, the art here is knowing what questions to ask it or what things to put in it. It embellished it a lot and so forth. I ended up rewriting it anyway, but
it gives you ideas.
Yeah,
Right?
but you got to give it the thoughts to get the ideas.
No,
And
100%. And what I tested out too. My daughter had to write this. I mean, she's in like 6th grade. She had to write this essay. I told her to write this essay, and it's for a 6th grader. And it just, I never knew that much about the person, other than they were kind of famous from a long time ago. And it kind of wrote it out, and I was asking her questions about it and how she would do it. And I just kind of added to, some information to it as we kind of went along for her to kind of put it together. But it's pretty amazing. I put in some math problems for my son, that he is struggling with. I didn't, some of the math stuff these kids are doing now, I went through differential equations back in the day, but I don't even understand that or remember how to do it. So you put it in there, it solves it, the questions and stuff. So it's kind of interesting, the capabilities of it that it can do, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. So let's see here. What I want to do is let me actually show the slides here. So let's see here. All right, let me see. Anyone else want to talk about how they've done it, and then I'll kind of get into the presentation. I just want to get kind of a feel for maybe what else you guys have spent, time in there doing anything.
Hey, Christian, this is Nina Young. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I just recently started doing it myself as well, but what I used it for the last few weeks is for social media posts and blogs.
Okay.
And just to give it some, just to give it an idea, let's say the last one I said, how to hire the right agent. And
Okay.
it brings you a really nice idea what to write on. And then, like you said, you can customize it. If you like it, you keep it. If you want to personalize it a little bit more, you add on to it. But it's a nice tool to write a really nice blog within 2 minutes.
No, it's awesome. I mean, it just, and I was following this guy that you go on YouTube and you can find endless amounts of information about it and different blogs, what people are saying, how they're saying it. Jim Rogan had a couple cool, crazy interviews that you can find and kind of what these people are using it for. And they're one guy, he's testing stuff out. He's like he's a massive, I forgot the company he came from, but he's been in this world for a long, long time. And the scary part of the technology is, they're creating, I don't know if everyone's heard of what they call the real fake, but it's if you go to the website or Google it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's really kind of like they're creating kind of, I guess, people, right, that are not real, but they look and feel like just me and you, and they create their whole life from, when they were born to who they are. And this one guy's doing this whole case study around making a fake person, a influencer, that they're creating the person, their history of the person, the product, they're creating all the ad copy around whatever product it is. And then going on, telling it to go to like, YouTube or, Instagram or TikTok and follow these certain types of people and then create somebody like that. And he's doing this whole thing around it. And it's pretty scary, crazy, but that's kind of the technology of what's coming, that's the scary part of it. But it's it'll be interesting to see how this thing kind of, develops and plays out. And let me go back to the presentation here and see, because I think we'll cover this later in it, but just kind of who's involved with it and what's going on with it and how and how basically, these companies now they're competing. So we got, we'll talk about a little bit later, like Microsoft and Google and all these technology companies now are trying to embrace this and create a platform where they can, engage all these users, because obviously that's where the money is going to be down the road. So let me reshare my screen here. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Let's see, share. All right. So, so we kind of, what is ChatGPT? So I'm going to go through a couple quick little things. So really the ChatGPT, what it stands for is generative pre-trained transformer. Okay. That's like the technical term, which is like, kind of interesting how that, what that really means. But it basically, the true definition of it, it will be taking questions throughout, it will be the language, let me see that. Okay. Language generation model that uses machine learning to generate human-like text is kind of the definition. It is basically a robot that can write like a real person. So that's kind of the behind the scenes look of what it really truly is. And then, we just talked about kind of why we would use it and how you can apply it in your business itself. I think we kind of talked through that. Tracy, you want to
Yes.
expand
Yeah.
on any of that?
Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy Dobry. I work with Christian, Marnie, and Andrea and Kirsten, and we're happy that you're here with us. In regards to ChatGPT, we put together like a little presentation just explaining what ChatGPT is, why would you want to use it, and how it could apply to your business. And this is for any business. Any entrepreneur can absolutely apply this to their business. So it's really an AI bot. So you could go to chat.openai.com and register for an account. The site will tell you if you're unable to get in or not. So you just have to be a little patient sometimes because there are many, many, many users. This was released in November, but as you know that we're hearing a lot more now about it because now everyone's learning how great this product is to help you. Really, it eliminates a lot of downtime because you could type something in, it could come up with an answer with you for like 30 seconds. So it's awesome.
Very awesome.
And it's very powerful. I will also say, and Christian will also elaborate that, you know, you have to read everything. You can't go that it's 100% accurate. You do have to understand this is bots and it's grabbing information from everywhere. So then you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. You can ask it countless questions. For instance, Christian played with it in the beginning. You know, you could write like a love letter to your spouse. You could do all kinds of stuff. And this thing, the letter was gorgeous. It was like beautiful. So just saying. Just wanted to do that.
I had to say, I'm running late. Give me a quick little text to tell I'm running late and I'll be home and that I can't wait to see her. And it wrote the thing out and it was awesome.
Please forgive me. Yeah.
She kind of figured out over time because I started sharing with my kids. She goes, "Are you using that thing to send me those texts?" And I'm like, "No, maybe." So,
Pretty awesome.
but it's funny. It's fun. You could have fun with it too.
You really can. Why would you want to use ChatGPT? Is
Yeah.
chatbots can automate tasks performed frequently and specific times. This gives employees time to focus on more important tasks and prevents customers from waiting to receive responses. It's a proactive customer interaction. And who doesn't want that in today's world? I mean, 24 hours in a day, I'm going to say most time you only sleep about 4 or 5 of those. You're busy most of the other time. And the time lately, I don't know if I'm getting old or time's flying by, but the days are flying by. So this can help just put everything, I think, in a more quicker format. How can I apply ChatGPT to my business? Well, it's a game changer, honestly, in the world of business. The revolutionary technology can improve nearly all aspects of business, including streamlining customer service, lead generation, and who does not want to lead, and even generating marketing content. Quick, simple, and easy. And in today's world, don't we all want effortless? Honestly, we all want effortless.
Yeah.
So do you have anything to add to that, Christian?
No, it's great. And you know, like I was saying before, we've used it to create some follow-up campaigns. And you know, we loaded into some basic kind of objections or rebuttals, you know, to people, you know, maybe they sign up and they want to, you know, you have an ad running or something, or they message you and want to see this house or, you know, whatever it is. And then, you know, they vanish on you and then they come back and, you know, all the objections that you hear, the most common ones, it creates a different type of response sometimes for you than what you're thinking of. So we've kind of used it and tested some things out and we're building out some campaigns to that actually like right now. So that's what I think is a really cool thing for someone to do, because a lot of people, agents I talk to, their biggest challenge right now is kind of like, you know, a responsive CRM to maybe the leads that come in, or over time, you know, the drip campaigns or the post-closing campaigns, whatever that may be, you know, keeping that going for the, you know, for the term of their client and trying to get fresh content out to them. So this may be something you could utilize to help, you know, continue the communication with your clients, whether they're a lead, a prospect, or maybe a past client. So,
So what is ChatGPT? Its ability to generate massive amount of quality content with one click it has astounded the world. So it has over 100 million users in 2 months. So do you all say to yourself, where can I buy some stock?
yeah,
I'm just saying. So large language model tool, the source of its data is textbooks, websites, and various articles, because I think that's always a question, like where are they grabbing it from? And it's, you know, as we all know, it's from the internet and it's all these different sources, which uses the model of its own language for responding to human interaction. powered by large amounts of data, computing techniques to make predictions to string words together in a meaningful way. Like Christian mentioned in the beginning, you can also indicate, and we're going to, at the end, we're going to follow up with an email. And in the email, there are going to be some booklets that you can follow or have some examples that you could follow. You can include in your question to ChatGPT that you want the reader rate to be at an 8th grade level or 11th grade level or college level. Like you can indicate, and then that will indicate to the ChatGPT the level of language to produce for you.
That's really important piece she just said. So, test those out, and see it for yourself how that is, because, depending on whether it's a lead, a first time home buyer, or someone experienced, you can change the responses that kind of as you go to them,
Absolutely. And the great thing, it's working for you. And you can always go back to it and say, all right, you don't agree with it. And it'll apologize to you, which is great. It'll apologize to you and rewrite the whole thing. It's a simulated chatbot primarily designed for customer service. People use it for various other purposes. These range from writing essays, responding to emails, and to even generating code, which in today's world is fantastic and can, now with web, 3.0, we want to be ahead of this curve and not behind it. So this is
think of this as kind of like just your personal assistant. Google tech support people over the years, they announced that they have they're coding people, they're tech people that actually write the code and work within Google, kind of have their own AI assistant similar to this, that it's instead of having a tech support person to go to, they use their AI that they created. They're actually using a different platform than this, but they've created this, and it's almost like your tech assistant sitting there with you all the time, that you can build and have it learn from you and what you're doing and how you're doing it. So that's what I think the cool part is. It's almost like you have a personal assistant that's right there with you whenever you need it for something. So
it's pretty awesome, because you
Yeah.
can even do like recipes, honestly. So I did like I was up early today, so I was just playing around when I could get in. And as we've said probably 4 times already, that there are times you're going to see that there's 100 million users. So you'll see, and it'll tell you that you got to wait a little bit to get back in because they're having so much movement in the app, in the website. So a couple of things to think about. That ChatGPT is an AI chatbot launched by OpenAI. And this was in November, right? Since then, it's been dubbed the best AI chatbot ever released. And I do believe that without a doubt. It's OpenAI invested $10 billion in addition to the $1 billion that Microsoft invested in the startup in 2019. It scared Google. Of course it did, because that's the largest search engine next to TikTok, which is another crazy fact. Put that in the back of your hat, just crazy.
Yeah.
And they declared this to be like code red, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So OpenAI's GPT-4 cloud support is up to 1 trillion parameters and will be even bigger than ChatGPT-3. And that will be coming out soon. I don't think they gave a timeline, but I think in today's world, probably the end of this year, beginning of next year, most likely.
Yeah, or maybe even sooner, who knows, but you'll know about it.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any questions on any of that we've covered so far? Anything came up? Let me look at the chat. Anything in the chat? What's that? Place flowers. Okay. All right, Tracy. You can.
Okay. So into the direct competitor facts, which I think is the next slide. Christian, if you could go into that.
Oh, that's why I'm here. Can you see it?
It's actually your presentation.
Yeah, I'm in it right now, but did it switch pages or no?
No.
Oh.
You want me to share mine?
Yeah, I have it here. What are you seeing on the screen right now?
It just does the GPT facts. I don't even see the Zoom. I just see those. I just see that.
That's weird. I changed the page. Let me just see. Maybe I'll go back. How about now? Did that change it?
No.
No? All right, hold on, guys. 1 second. Let me reshare. Anything now? No?
Right there, right there, right
Okay,
there.
perfect.
So, of course, Google is definitely in competition and they are code red, because now it's like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do?
Right.
So Google is now coming out, they so far have put into 400 million into Anthropic,
Right.
which is probably testing as the rival to ChatGPT. So we're gonna see that coming out in the near future. But some of the new Google AI products for 2023, which I thought was really interesting. One is you could go shopping and try on the clothes virtually. I'm really not sure about that, but it sounds pretty interesting. They're also going to have a YouTube green screen feature that allows video creators to create backgrounds, wallpaper maker for the Pixel smartphone, and a tool that could summarize videos by creating a new one, which is another good one. So, Google's always been on top of stuff. So to know that they're a little scared is letting you know that they're probably going to come out with something that's, if not as sharper than
Right.
what we're seeing currently. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of made everyone, as soon as this came out, everyone kind of rushed now to, that's their 100% focus, is trying to get ahead and make something better. There was something online in the news the other day where there was one of the guys that used to work for OpenAI. He's also a professor, and one of his students did a thesis on this platform, and basically kind of built this I guess this verification model where you can take what GPT writes and you can put it in there to see if it was written by them. But coincidentally, me and Tracy were talking this morning, there's another program out there where you can actually take what's written on GPT, put it in there, and it kind of cleans it.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't show up. So it's kind of crazy, but all these people coming up with all this stuff so fast, and a lot of smart people out there.
Yeah, it makes you say, where can I buy stock?
Right. There is actually one that came out that what's his name, the Mavericks owner, him and a couple other guys are promoting. It's still in the court, like below a penny, but it's a new one, which it's actually based on image technologies and stuff, and which is kind of a sister to this. So it's creating all of these images. We tested some different things out on it where you can put in you can say, make me a logo for this, and put some kind of parameters around it. It's made some awesome, crazy different logos. So like for your business, instead of going to pay somebody, $500 to kind of create all these different things, or going to Fiverr or something, you can actually say, go into this platform. I don't have it here, but I'll send that out to you when we're done, and go in there and say, create a logo based on this, and get some different ideas going with it. And it's pretty cool. So did this switch for you?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So you're going to ask yourself, why would I use it? Who doesn't want effortless, email responses, listing descriptions, all kinds of great stuff. So it's specifically designed to mimic real conversations, and the bot is capable of explaining, remembering what was said earlier in the conversation, elaborating on ideas when asked, and even apologizing when it gets it wrong. I find it crazy.
It's funny. It does do that, or sometimes it gives you a response that, if you ask it about a particular person, or you ask it about certain things, it kind of doesn't get political. Sometimes it doesn't describe a person and give you some weird response back. And people have played with it. You can find it online of, asking it some crazy different things to do. And it's pretty fun, if you want to have fun with it too. But
It is.
so yeah, Tracy, how do people use it? And what kind of, outside of real estate, most of you guys on this call here are some real estate agents, but I had some other business owners, entrepreneurs have joined us as well. But the true focus is kind of real estate, but there's so many different ways you can use it. And Tracy, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so, it's like storytelling experience, right? So you could generate responses in a chat box or virtual assistant to provide more natural and engaging interactions with user, brainstorming content ideas. and on keywords or topics. You know, you could use like an address. You can do it with, you could say, you know, give me some marketing material for 207 Elsa Road or whatever listing, or even something that you sold before that may be relisted, or you want to do something about sellers, about referral-based business, you could do. So you could create marketing content like blog posts, social media updates. It translates text from one language to another,
Oh, that's
which is
insane.
another biggie. You know, there are international buyers. So, you know, and that may be your niche is international real estate. You never know. And you could have somebody that has sent in a request about a listing in another language. You now can use ChatGPT to now respond to that. And along with, you know, once again, Google Translate, which is always accurate and always on point. But this is another way of doing it as well, where it will create the content so that it is fluffy. I think that's a nice way.
Like an example, so I mean, obviously, I'm sure everyone's used Google Translate. You put it in and it kind of spits it back out of what they were saying. But what's cool about this, it actually takes a Google Translate and you can ask it to give a response back, but give it some English parameters around it, and it'll write it out for you more in the way that the original text came in. So there's so many different genres of, you know, different types of languages, you know, how people speak it or talk with it. And, you know, there's different levels. So it'll kind of understand and communicate back in the way it came in. So that's kind of cool. So,
Yeah.
so
You can
yeah,
also-
so I mean, you're working with, I mean, Spanish people will come in, you know, there's probably 3 or 4 different ways. You know, sometimes the Spanish people will speak or understand, and this is pretty cool, you know, so.
You can also, like for long documents that you want to shorten, you could put the long document in there and ask for a shorter summary, and it will rewrite it in a shorter summary, which think about how much time that will save you. I'm
Or like
all
a book, like a PDF book. I mean, you guys have heard of all the little shortened, you know, cliff notes of books and stuff that you've probably read, and, you know, you probably spent money on getting that. Now, you know, if you've got a, you know, if you can get the book in like a PDF reader, get uploaded in and have it do like a condensed, you know, a notes version of it, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Else.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you're a leader and you're looking for ways to make content creation easier, provide customers with more personalized experience, then this is the great tool for you. You know, it could be, you could learn how to put this on your website. I mean, there's so many great things that you can do. And if you were to Google, you know, here we go again, Google, if you were to Google, you know, ChatGPT, or even look on YouTube, you're going to see so many videos that have been created over the last 2 weeks. So many. It's crazy.
So, yeah, so for full disclosure, like when we put together this presentation and the initial, you know, the initial information about it and the texts and the emails and the Facebook event page, we asked it to write all of that. So about 98% of that was created by ChatGPT to explain what it is to you guys. So that was kind of cool that, you know, kind of set all that stuff up, because it's kind of hard to really explain it, you know, in a term that you think everyone would understand, but that's what we did. So,
Absolutely. Can you switch the slide, please?
yeah, there we go.
So again, you want to know how to apply it to your business. So advantage one, it's smarter than we are, you know, and it's faster than we are. And who doesn't want mostly free and easy? Advantage two, AI will certainly become mainstream in every industry this year in 2023. Granted, we're only on the 8th day of February. Let's see let's give it 1 month and we'll see exactly. It's going to be crazy in 6 months.
Yeah.
Another advantage would create content for social media posts, email pitches, content marketing strategy, landing page copy. I mean, even paid per click, or even ad copy, how to connect ChatGPT with CRMs. And, you know, CRMs, those are sometimes very hard to manage in your everyday life. So if this can make it easier, why not? It can connect to so many different platforms, and it can also be used for a great brainstorming tool. It can enhance workflows and deliver better customer experiences. And we all know we want 5 stars on your Google business. And if this can help, let's all use it.
Yeah, so I use a system, I use a couple different CRM systems. One system we use is called Go High Level. Has anyone heard about that? Anyone use that system at all? Well, what's cool about this system, it integrates with almost, any other platform. And we've actually figured out a way to do a plugin with ChatGPT into it, and we're testing some things out with, like, instead of writing a response back to somebody, like a preloaded response, we've been testing it out and letting it respond as if it was, you talking back to somebody. So as we're testing it out, we're actually putting in, if it made a mistake, we're explaining to them the mistake, and and kind of creating a multiple responses and stuff within the system. So when it goes live, it'll actually have built-in memories of the type of responses it should be doing, which I think is going to be awesome, because then you can have leads coming in and talking with your system, 24 hours a day, as if you were sitting right there with them. So that's kind of cool. Right now it's kind of funky, some of the stuff we did, because it's just the responses were kind of off a little bit, but it's kind of a cool experience to do that. And so once we get that all put together and running, I'll share that with you all.
Awesome. So of course, we all want to know, so how can I apply this to my business? Like, give me some examples of what I could do. So again, as I mentioned earlier, and for those who have just joined us or joined after I mentioned this, we're going to be following up with an email to you. And on this email, we're going to have an attachment, and it's going to give you I believe it's 50 examples of what you can use how you can use this in your industry. So you can generate customized pitches to potential clients and partners in the industry. So what you could do is just copy into the chat, into ChatGPT, generate me a customized pitch to my potential real estate clients. See what it comes up with. It's phenomenal. You could generate customized presentations, even market analysis reports. Like, play around with it, throw that into the ChatGPT and see what it comes up with. Email marketings that promote their listings and services to potential buyers and sellers in your local area. So, you could give insights of real estate trends, including property values, demands, and inventory. So you just got to keep, you could play around with it. You could customize it. You could also say you don't agree with it. You could apologize and send you some other stuff. You could do social media ads, as Nina mentioned earlier, as she was doing some posts for social media. Personalized property brochures, because I think if you think about it, it's not, you always think you got to reach out to a marketing person to create the flyer for you if you're not using Canva. And I hope you are using Canva. And if you're not, we're going to do a Canva class.
It's awesome.
Just a little second pitch there.
You're a master at it, yes.
So we could, and this can create the content for it really quick, simple, and easy for you, so that you can become your own marketing guru yourself. And, in turn, save some money, and in turn, get the product done quicker and faster. You can also personalize thank you notes and testimonials for clients for a successful sale or purchase. So if you think about it, you can write the testimonial, right? You then can send it to the client with your link to your Google business. You could say, thanks, it was a great experience. This is just an idea of what you could choose to write about your experience. They could say, oh, that sounds great. They could copy, paste, and link it on for you. They don't even have to write it. You could write it for them. Just an idea. I just think that this is a fast and easy way. Instead of waiting for a review, they can do it for you.
Yeah, and that is really a cool part of it too. A lot of clients have a hard time writing you reviews. People get, are quick to respond if it's bad. I don't really ever do that type of a thing, but to really put your heart into something, sometimes people have a hard time doing it. So this was a really cool resource to share with them. Another cool thing that I've used it for is I've used it for writing out video scripts. So like I asked it to write a video script for a kind of a reverse mortgage client, which is kind of hard to kind of put together sometimes. And what's cool about the script is it wrote out like sections. It would be, okay, so a person sitting at a kitchen table and they're talking, and it gives the way they should be feeling, they're feeling concerned, and then it kind of writes it out. And I have a VA that does a lot of my video editing and stuff. And I sent him the script, and he created this video around this script and plugged it all in and put it all together in under a minute. It was awesome. I'll share that with you so you can kind of see how it did. But we kind of played around with some of the scripts. Me and a couple of guys were always testing this stuff out and playing around with it. And one cool thing that you could do, so I'm sure you guys know, you can go on any platform, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and download a video, right? So if a video is viral, think about this. So if you have a video and it's viral, it's getting millions of hits and stuff, you can actually download that video and actually create an intro and an outro for yourself. And you could actually kind of create either a script around it, however you want to do it, and use it to your advantage within this platform. You can create kind of a video script about whatever that situation was for yourself. You do a recording in the front end and then just do your normal exit, tell them about who you are. So that's a cool idea that we're playing around with as well. And so also, if you guys like video or have that or want to do more of it, but don't have maybe resources for that, I have a team of VAs and they've got friends that are just great. So if you need that, message me off board and I can kind of connect you with some of those. One other thing I wanted to mention, someone in the chat just basically said they were having a problem getting on, kind of like what we were earlier. So two things. First of all, you just got to keep trying like we did. We tried all morning and basically got on about 12:50, I would say, right?
Yes.
But they did come out with a premium version that we've signed up for, but we haven't got access to it yet. It's $20 a month, and it's supposed to allow you in virtually, I think, at any time during the day for those group of people. But obviously, as people start going into that, it's going to maybe run into some of the same challenges. So I'm thinking, as the subscription base grows, the free one is going to kind of get squeezed a little bit. So if you're planning on using this, I would probably sign up for it. You don't have to pay anything now. You just sign up and get on the waiting list. So when you go to OpenAI and you register and you go to ChatGPT, there'll be a link that pops up. If it's not available, put your email here and they'll put you on the waiting list. So I do highly, highly recommend you do that if you're planning on using this sooner than later. All right.
And there is also, just to add to what you're saying, Christian, there is also, if you were to go, depending on you have an Android or you have an iPhone, you can go to your app store or your Play Store and you can look and put in ChatGPT and you can see all of the other apps. Granted, they're probably, there are some 3-day trials that you can try and things like that, which I think are phenomenal. Try it out and see, because I could grow to be a little impatient.
Right. And so another quick little story is, some of these younger kids, they're way advanced than we are as we get older, I feel like. But, a couple of these kids created an app and all they did was create like a portal, and they used ChatGPT as the back end of their portal, and they charged people to write, they say, oh, you get free writes a week. And then after that, you got to pay $10 or something. And these kids made tens of millions of dollars because people were paying for something that's free because they advertised it and it caught their eye. So there's all kinds of different things you can do, kind of with technology. I feel like sometimes my superpower is kind of technology and trying to embrace it instead of fight it, and trying to figure out a way to how do I bring it to not only my business, but to our industry and to others. And, so that's what I'm kind of trying to do with this, is get a full understanding of it, as well as implement some cool ways to use it to make money, and communicate through that with all of you. So here's an example Tracy kind of put in, because we weren't sure if we're going to be able to get on the live one or not. So we figured we'd do some examples that we ran through. So Tracy.
So, one of the questions, actually, I found this one. This is not one that, because I couldn't get on. So I was I went online to like find something. This was one that I found on the internet. And the next slide, I'll show you the one that I did this morning, the practical. Give me ideas for increasing the listing price of my home. And that could be a homeowner that's doing that or whatever. And here's some ideas: make small repairs and updates, improve curb appeal. So you can ask all kinds of great stuff, and you can get a list of things, which I think as a realtor, I think, or any industry professional and entrepreneur, I think give ideas and, how to grow my business, give me ideas on how to build my referral-based business, give me ideas. Absolutely ask it all kinds of stuff, and then grab what you can from that and add that to your business. Why not?
Yeah, it's like a personal coach, so it's really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
This was the one you did here. Let's see.
Yes.
All right.
So this is what I did. So I asked a question: describe a just listed single family home at 207 Elsa Road. So 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, right? So, and it came back, look at how long this came back with. So how this reads, let me put this on my computer. So, because, with age,
Dana, grab me a Diet Coke, please.
my vision. So the single family home at 207 Elsa Road is beautiful, spacious property that has been listed on the market with 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. This home is a perfect home for families, those who love to entertain. And, I did not include this as waterfront. So nowhere in this description does it say it's on the intracoastal.
Mm.
If I was to go back and correct it and say, please add that this is a waterfront home on the intracoastal, it will then be that much more
Right.
longer and more.
It'll build on itself and what it's saying and make it better.
And it's a really good description. Think about those MLS descriptions that you have to put together, and it's like, all right, how do I do it, or where do I start? Or, you want it to sound like so
You don't want to
inviting.
copy someone else's. You're so tempted
Right.
to review what someone else wrote, and you try to modify it as your starting point. This will give you just a fresh look at it,
Absolutely. So in here, it rates the kitchen's chef's dream with a high-end appliances, ample counter space, plenty of storage. The breakfast bar is perfect for quick meals or a cup of coffee in the morning. The 4 bedrooms are all generously sized with plenty of closet space and natural light. So it's, this home is a must-see property. All the things that, think about how long you would have sat down to write this when it was generated in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it
insane.
blows my mind. So this will soon be my best friend
Yes.
when I could get in, and I'm just gonna add to that.
Hell would write that long anyway.
So
I know, right? You wouldn't. But then you also could say write a shorter version of it or something. You can play around with it and see.
So you'll see the chat history also on the left. So it tells you. So this is this is my little history. Write a birthday card, write a thank you letter to your ex. I know that sounds like a little personal, but listen, I want to see what it said. And actually it was really beautiful. Thank you for my children. Thank you for this. I didn't send it, just so you know, but I was curious about what was sent, what it would write. Write a love note to your husband. I was really curious when Christian told us that he wrote one to his wife, not to like put your stuff out there, but I was like, I am so going to write this to see what it said. And it was beautiful. I was blown away. So just so you know, it could do almost anything. It really can.
Oh, it's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right. Let's see here.
So a
Okay.
little something that I just want to talk about quickly, that we position ourselves in your professional life as realtors as a go-to. We've also created some really great programs for you and to educate you with technology, how to build your referral-based business. So, I think building your business plan for 2023 is very important, as anyone in business life, as an entrepreneur, knowing what your goals are, how to set them, and how to achieve them. So my question is, what are your next steps and goals in 2023? Client and customer satisfaction and retention, always key. Referral business. I mean, it's business that think about it. You already closed a deal with somebody. Why can't they refer something? Financial gain and growth, always and forever. Personal and professional development. For instance, you're with us today to learn more about ChatGPT, and we're going to have so much more going forward. Sustain, survive, and profit. That is key, lean on us for some of those things so we can help you achieve those goals, because Christian is in front of the tech, not in the middle and not behind. He is always positioning himself to be the first so that he can educate all of you so that you're with us. So if you want to add anything to that, Christian, that would be lovely.
No, yeah, I mean, and listen, most brokers, I'm a mortgage broker. So, most people in our industry, whether you're a lender, you're a mortgage broker, you're, whatever, you've got your, either your niches or your special things that you like to specialize in. All of us can do the easy, normal, conventional, Fannie Mae, FHA, all those loans, right? And, being a broker, what kind of sets me apart and why I am a broker and not working with another company is because I can control the interest rate more than any lender can. They kind of push it down to their crew of what they, what the rates are and what they can give. And as a broker, I have access to the lowest rates on any, company in the country. So there's really no way anyone could have a lower rate than us. Because we have access to the lowest rates in the country for the normal stuff. Not only that, but like if you come across a buyer that's say self-employed and maybe we just had one just happen, last week where we had we're working with Lennar and the guy was under contract to close on the 15th, and he was a W-2 employee for 10 years with a company, and then he ended up taking a job with the company that his company employed for a project, but they were going to pay him 1099. So he went from W-2 to 1099. It's supposed to close in 2 weeks, and he's not an employee anymore. So we had to put him in a no ratio loan, which means we don't verify any income, we don't verify job, basically nothing. And for situations like that, this loan came in handy for us because he didn't lose the house and the equities built up on the house during construction, right? So yes, his terms are a little bit different, about 1.5 points sometimes above the current market, but he didn't have a choice. He either had to take it or lose the house and go rent, which that's as hard as trying to find something to rent is hard as trying to find something to buy sometimes. So that's kind of cool stuff. We do bank statement loans for self-employed people. We work with a lot of investors. That's kind of somewhat of our specialty. We do that service loans, as well as we do new construction, fix and flips, or fix and, build and rent out, or whatever an investor wants. We have all the products for them. And not only that, but we've kind of moved in this year into kind of the commercial side of the business, because a lot of our customers, I'm sure yours, you look back, there's probably almost 60% of our people we work with are self-employed, so those people have different needs sometimes because they're running a business, right? So we have access now to being able to help them finance maybe inventory, or if they get a big contract and they need money to fund that contract. I have connections now where we work with business partners. We can give them lines of credit now for their business, in most cases unsecured. So we can help business owners advance their business and give them or if they're startups, we can do a startup for a company, a restaurant, a business on a 3-year plan. I'm working with 3 people right now where we're building a building for them. I'm using the SBA for one of them, and it's like a 90% loan. We're building their business for them, and they're starting a new company. And this guy also sells, one of the other clients sells medical equipment. So he wants us to build this big, facility for him so he can expand his business. So we're able to do that. And I did a bank statement loan for the guy. But now, since we're expanding his business, we can go on some projections of income. And so we can help people with not, their business on the commercial side, as well as their personal homes. So we've kind of added a lot of stuff to our business model, which is more expanding and helping the consumer on different levels than just the residential home. So we're doing, all kinds of commercial, if it's a primary business commercial, or a or a warehouse for investment or, storage facilities. We're doing some storage facility loans for some people. That seems to be like the new thing rather than, individual apartments, people buying 100-unit, storage facilities for $2-3 million and then, upgrading them and doubling their, the rental income on that. So we're helping people kind of do that and kind of getting in that space. So don't think of us just for your residential customers, but think of us for your customers that are, self-employed or business owners, and maybe even yourself, so let us know on that level. One other thing I want to note too is a big thing that we've noticed, and that's the reason why I'm bringing this up is I'm sure you guys have too, over the last 6 months or last year, we've had some, hurricanes locally in the West Coast, and kind of going forward, we've had a lot of insurance problems going on. Insurance right now is very, very difficult, not only to get, but to keep. I have clients that call me all the time and say they've been dropped. They got a letter, they've been dropped, or sometimes they don't even send out a letter of non-renewal, and you're kind of stuck. It actually even happened to me where they didn't send out a non-renewal letter, and if your policy elapsed more than 30 days, they will you're not eligible for, you have to go into a citizen's policy. So you have to be very careful about that. So what we're doing right now with our customers, and it's a good reason for you guys to call your past customers, is talk with them about that. Hey, how are you doing, in general? And then, I want to chat with you a little bit about some things that are going on in our space. Insurance is really big. Let's review your current homeowner's insurance policy and see if, we can help you make some changes to that. Or, we have a couple that they're getting non-renewed because their roof is over 10 years old. So that's kind of a big challenge too. A lot of these companies that are getting squeezed aren't renewing these and trying to get out. And that's one way they can do that. So what we've done is we've teamed up with a solar and roofing company that have, we have about 25, 30 solar investors as well as multiple roofers. And if you know any roofers, we're adding more roofers to the program every day. And we're open to adding more in. So what we're doing, I have a customer of mine who's been a customer since 2001, and he has the same property turned into an investment, and his electric bill is running about in the winter like $650, in the summer like $900 to $1,000 a month. And we're able to get him a new metal roof, solar on the house, reduce his electric bill down to $25 a month, which is the minimum FP&L charges just for the connection. And he gets a $40,000 tax credit for the roof, and it costs all in all, I think it was about $135,000 for the whole setup. And he gets his $40,000 tax credit. We got him a 2.99 on the whole deal together. His credit score was a little low to do a cash out to do it. So, instead of doing a second mortgage for that, which I couldn't get him as much money, we did a second mortgage basically with the solar company. And actually what's cool about this situation is they're not attaching it as a mortgage on the property, but more of like a UCC lien. So technically it's not a, it's not a encumbered mortgage on the property, but so there's a lot of different ways we can put it together, but and every situation is different based on where your house is facing, the type of roof you want or have. And so for us, with his situation, his insurance bill is going to be cut like into a third, and his electric bill is, he's saving in the summer, almost $1,000 a month. So it's a really cool situation. If you got clients that are in this need, it just gives you a reason to call them and ask them. You're looking out for them, because it's going to happen. Every single person this year is going to have their insurance modified, up one way or another, or just dropped, and they've got to scramble to find something else. So you can be proactive, set up some calls with your clients. It's a reason to call them anyway, right? So if you're not calling your clients once a quarter, just to touch base with them with information like this, you're probably losing out on building a deeper relationship with them. So we have systems and processes in place that that we do that automatically. I've got VAs set up appointments for me. You know, I probably usually have 4 or 5, 6 a day of past customers that they set up almost every single day that I talk with about this. So that's also what we do for your customers that you refer us, is we will constantly be in touch with them. If you're the referral partner, we will talk with them and ask them and remind them who you are and what you do and how you came to us. And you know, we use a system called HomeBot. And if you guys haven't utilized it or seen it yet, what it is basically you put your clients in there and/or buyers, and it sends them it's the most amazing marketing platform I've ever seen. And I've been marketing for 27 years. The open rate is about over 80 to 85% open rate, which is unheard of, right? And then the engagement on the open rate is about 60% on all the opens. And what's cool about the platform, and I can add any of you all in if you want to send me a message for free so you can test it out and see how it works. What it does is it keeps the value, it keeps them updated on the value of their home, as well as how much interest and principal they paid into the property. So it gives them an equity position, and it tells them how they compare to current interest rates, you know, if it was worth, you know, refinancing or not, or turning the home into an Airbnb and buying something else. And so you'll get alerts if you're in the system, if somebody wants maybe a CMA and you're like, okay, what could that mean? Who knows? It could mean a listing. It could mean a lot of different things. They're just trying to test out the waters, but it also gives you another excuse to call your client. So we have a lot of agents that we work with that we co-brand within the system, and it's very cheap. It's I think it's like $25 for every 500 clients you put in. I put 25 in, you put 25 in, and it's just like a turnkey operation there. So if you're interested in that as well, let me know.
Christy, can I add to that, please? May I
Yeah,
add?
sure.
Also, we got a phone call from one of our partners, realtor partners, and he successfully got a listing from there and the buyers, because this goes out every single month to your buyers, to your clients about their equity. And it's branded with your information. And then he got a phone call. They looked at the house, and then they sold their house. So, you know, it's a great tool. You know, it's difficult. Are people really reading newsletters nowadays? Honestly, I mean, ask yourself, what are you doing to stay in contact with your clientele every single month? Is it a newsletter? I just know that in all the hours of the day, the last thing I'm doing is reading newsletters. So I try to think as a consumer in every aspect when it comes to marketing of a consumer. People want to know what the equity of their home is. They're going to read that newsletter, and that is why they're going to read that bulletin that comes into their email every month to see exactly where their house is, what's going on in their neighborhood, what's being sold, what's listed. They're reading it. That's why that open rate is so high. And, you know, in any of the monkey email platforms and MailChimp, that's what it is, MailChimp platforms. I mean, look, if you're using those, look at your open rates and really ask yourself, okay, so and if those open rates are in the 70%, in the 80%, and then, you know, your clients that are in HomeBot, when we do upload, when we do partner together, you'll see they'll ask you questions about, is it my time to buy? Is it my time to sell? Can I get a CMA? What's going on in my neighborhood? So there are questions. All they do is tap a button, you get an email, and then you reach out to them. It's effortless, another effortless, where that it's marketing for you every month with a great open rate. So
Yeah, so can you
if
guys
you're
see my
interested,
screen?
put your email in and we'll definitely
Yeah,
reach
we'll
out.
set it up. So I'm just sharing my screen right now. They actually just sent out a couple days ago this month's report, and so far I have a 79 open rate and 30% views, and it's only been 2 days since they sent out the report. This is absolutely amazing of the amount of opens that come through. And what's cool about it is, you know, they'll tell you we actually have more clients, but not if they don't open it. They don't open it within, I think it's 60 days or 90 days. It doesn't send it out to them anymore. And what we do is we have a re-engagement campaign for them back to show them more about it. But what's cool about the platform is not only this, but it gives you a report daily, really, of what that person is actually doing in the platform, what they're looking at, what they're, what they're doing and what they're inquiring about, and how many times they log back into the platform. So you're getting this report on the activity of what these people are doing. So like, for instance, let's see these, let me see homeowners. So if I do a homeowner activity report, so like clients are, tells me they're viewing homes. So this person obviously is a past client of mine. He's looking to move. He's the person I called. This person also, they're looking to move. These people are back, looking on the market, and and so the opportunity for these people right here are, we're going to call them and talk to them about the new home that they're looking to buy, and hopefully they're obviously going to sell the one they're in. So, all these people we're communicating with right now are all buyers that are in our past customers of ours. Now they're acting as buyers, so it gives you an opportunity to follow up with them on a status call and just see how they're doing, but what they're doing without telling them, so anyway, any questions on that? And like Tracy said, I will, you can email us or DM us, or send us a message with your email on it. You can send it to Tracy. You want to give them your email address?
Yes,
Post
so
it.
very easy, Tracy at America's Mortgage Solutions. I'll put it in the chat so that it's easy. And I just think this, I'm going to share things that I know work. I'm not going to share you things that Christian and I really truly believe that we're not going to share stuff with you that, it's just like running in a circle. No one has time to run in circles. We want results just as much as you want results. So we're going to offer you, or even share things with you that is going to build your business, and it's not fluffy. It's not something that is just going to make you run in circle and make you do more work. We want easy, effortless money making. Very simple. So just know that you could always come to us for conversations about this, what tools, what we recommend, because, again, Christian's above is in front of this instead of behind. So we look forward to helping you grow your business and being that asset. So thanks so much.
Cool. So you have her email here. Make sure you jot that down, email her that information. We'll also send you back some of the products, the non-QM stuff and the business stuff that we have. So you can have that. It'll be in a PDF format that you can print out and hold on to remind you of some of the cool stuff that we'll do outside of the normal loans that everyone does. But keep us in mind for those, as like I said earlier, we do have access to some of the lowest rates and fees on the marketplace today. And with those investors, we can close even in this market, in 2 weeks, 21 days. So for those deals that maybe need some help quick, we can do appraisal transfers and things like that. So love to work with you guys more. We're going to be doing more of these on a regular basis to kind of update you on certain things. So join us. We do have a technology class we do every Tuesday on our agent mastermind stuff. If you haven't gotten that email, let us know. We'll make sure those go out. Those usually go out like Saturday morning. It talks about whatever that new class is going to be for Tuesday. Log on. If you're interested in the replays on that, I'll be more happy to send those out. Those are pretty cool stuff too. So listen, I appreciate your time, everybody. I look forward to hopefully doing some business with you in 2023, and don't hesitate to call me. I'll put my cell phone number in there. You can call me anytime to discuss, basically, a client, your personal needs, your business needs, whatever that is. Like I said, I have access. I'm helping a couple agents right now with their business and giving them some business lines of credit because they've got shown a pretty good history of their closings, and they just want some other, lines of credit to buy some properties, do some investment properties, and it's unsecured. So if you have a need for that, let me know. Awesome, guys. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to helping you out this year. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.